Welcome to another edition of The Manual. He is the Professor Alton Woods, who just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday to the Professor.
Thank you.
I'm Chip Rice, and man, did you see. Man, did you see the second game of the NBA Finals on yesterday, and how Draymond just acted a complete nut.
Before we get into Draymond, yes, I saw it. Shout out to Steph Curry. That brother does not get the respect that he deserves.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know if it's because he's just a generally nice guy. Like we live in a society that generally lifts up the villain more than the nice guy.
Right.
Maybe he light skinned. I don't know what it is. But that's a bad man. And Jordan Poole is nice too, at least offensively.
Yeah, he showed up in game 2, but
Draymond.
Yeah.
Draymond. He has already, in my opinion, cost the Warriors a championship.
He has.
Right.
And should have been thrown out of that game yesterday.
Should have been a double technical on he and Jaylen Brown that would have resulted in Draymond getting thrown out, and quite possibly would have changed the landscape of
could
that
have
game.
altered that game because it was a 2-point game at halftime.
Right. And if I remember correctly, he's 2 flagrant fouls or 1 flagrant 2 away from being suspended for a game also.
Oh, wow.
So he's doing his best to mess up the Warriors again. And 2 things I'm gonna say, and then I'll shut up get off my Draymond soapbox. But I saw this morning on his post-game press conference, but I saw it interview, but I saw it this morning, that he said that he's a star and he's earned preferential treatment.
Wow.
That's number 1.
Wow.
And number 2, not only did he cost them in that Cleveland finals, the problem for him now is he's not even that good of a basketball player anymore, at least all around. He's pretty good at facilitating and still a good defender. He's a terrible offensive basketball player. They literally leave him on the 3-point line alone. So somebody's getting a double team when he's in the game because they will let him shoot.
Yeah, absolutely. He's open for a reason.
And so now you offer next to no point production, and you jeopardize the team with silly fouls.
Right. Because he can't seem to get his anger under control. Yeah, we're going to talk about it a little bit today. This is The Manual. So, we're talking about anger and how we just get out of control to the point that the cost doesn't even register for us, that we just kind of lose it and go there. And shout out to Draymond, because I like him off the court. Matter of fact, when he was drafted, the Lakers had an opportunity to draft him, and they took Larry Nance Jr., and I'm screaming at the television like, man, y'all should have got Draymond. And the early version of Draymond on the court, has warranted a whole lot of things. But the consistent problem has been that when you get on that court, that you begin to get out of control and angry and enraged, and you're screaming and hollering at officials and just doing ridiculous stuff, and to the point, like what we said in the opening, that he cost them, in my estimation, he cost Golden State the championship.
Absolutely. And working on a second one.
Yeah, if you don't get it together. Because what you do, you have a little annoyance on the other side. You have 2 of them with Boston, with that doggone Marcus Smart and Williams. I don't know why it's Grant Williams. Name just went out of my head. But both of them, they not scared to mix it up. And Smart is smart enough.
Jaylen Brown is not scared to mix it up.
Yeah, no, Jaylen Brown ain't backing down from nobody.
Right.
So Smart is smart enough to get you some of those silly fouls or technicals against you. So, but, the bigger point is what happens with a man's anger. When your anger blinds you to the point that you can't function correctly and you jeopardize something important.
Yeah, yeah. We right now, I think we live in an angry society.
Okay.
Like the anger level is so high about every and anything, right? You know, when we look around, I mean, if you think about it, when you look at the more violent crimes and things of that, mass shootings, however you want to define it, it's not very frequent that it's a woman.
Yeah, it's mostly men.
It's men snapping.
Yeah, it's mostly men, and in most cases, young men.
Young men.
That have not learned how to get your anger under control.
Right.
And those who maybe are not doing mass shootings or everything, but you got your whole household scared of you because you snap and you become enraged,
right,
and you lose it, and
right,
and the people around you closest to you suffer.
They suffer. Everybody's walking on eggshells because what you might say or do, right? I mean, you know, side note, brothers, let me help y'all real quick because I don't think a lot of people know this, but you can't walk in your kid's school and snap and not suffer consequences.
Yeah.
It is a charge with making a threat in the school. There's a charge.
Right.
If the school decides to call the police, I know you come in barking, talking about what you gonna do because this happened to your kid and that happened to your kid. And by the way, most of the time, your kid ain't even telling you the whole story.
Right,
Side
right.
note.
Yeah, you haven't
Side
heard
note.
everything.
You hadn't heard it, but for whatever reason, you want to come in here and be super dad, super mom, and and just start popping off. But there's certain things that you say that will lock you up just for the act of saying it.
Absolutely.
You threaten violence in the school, and the only thing that's got you that's keeping you out of jail right now is the grace of the school,
right,
and God.
Right.
That's it. Because if that school wanted to do something to you, it is a phone call downtown and they come and pick you up for your threat.
Right.
You know, and so we just popping off, man. Everything is we angry and on 10 all the time.
All the time. And these people are trying to take care of your child and other people's children all day. Not all day, for at least 8 hours.
That's right.
And so, if you know that your child can trip on you at the house, you know they ain't coming to school and being perfect.
That's right.
So that's when people should be able to have rational, sane conversations.
Right.
Even when there's some emotion in it. Let's see if we can get to the truth of this matter to see how to conduct ourselves instead of just coming in here talking about my baby or y'all mess with my kids. Like no. Your kid has started some hell up in here.
Right. And that's school. It's the same thing at work. Somebody do you wrong at work. You want to pop off about that. And then we started with Draymond, but what's on the line here, Draymond? Right. Legacy. Championship.
A championship in a team setting.
Yes.
So your actions could cost the other 14 people that are on that roster
to fall short of their goal.
Yeah, to miss their goal.
Right, and I don't know the contract structures of everybody, but somebody's probably got a bonus or a kicker in for winning a championship. So you can cost some money too.
Yep.
All because at the end of the day, you want to lay your feet on Jaylen Brown's head to irritate him.
Right.
And here's my thing. You can watch that video 1,000 different ways. You know that man did that to irritate him.
Of course he did. And then he pulled his shorts.
Well, and then when the man swipes your feet off of him. So here's the thing. If you're going to be the irritant, Dennis Rodman is my example. Be the irritant. Because Dennis Rodman would get under your skin, aggravate you, and then walk away clapping while you get the foul for retaliating.
Right.
Draymond Green is Dennis Rodman plus a technical. Like he's going to get under your skin enough to make you do something stupid, but he's going to bail you out because he's going to do it too.
Right. Just because he can't control his
Just
anger.
because.
So Scripture says, be angry and sin not. So that we know that there is a level of anger that is actually acceptable. It is a part of our emotions. It's part of our feelings. It may even drive some of our behavior.
That's right.
The question becomes, when my anger is out of control, at what point is it ever okay for you to be so angry at your girl, at your spouse, that you put your hands on her?
There is no point. It's not acceptable.
It's not supposed to be.
I got you.
But Yet we're willing. We know what's coming behind that.
That's right.
In this society,
That's right.
If you put your hands on them, they saying, is it 24 or 48 hours?
I think it's 48.
I think it's 48 hours. It's 48 hours out the gate. So you're saying that I'm willing to have an arrest record and spend 48 hours in jail because I could not stop myself from physically harming somebody who was probably just talking crazy.
I couldn't walk away.
Couldn't walk away.
Because some situations are so dysfunctional that when you're in them, because, well, let me say it this way. You know, there's some females out here that'll put their hands on you.
Yeah, they will.
They will.
Yeah, now some of them will snap.
Yeah.
And they think, they bad like that.
They think they're bad like that.
And it's coming too crazy.
Right. And so, different stuff happens for different reasons, but we always can walk away.
Always.
Like,
that's what I teach my son.
That's right. We can always walk away. So if let me back up. You've had some dysfunctional relationships at different points in your life.
I have.
All right. I have too.
Very.
Right. And you knew they were dysfunctional. It wasn't like you were blind to it.
I had a girlfriend jump on my back, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" And I got to get her over me, and I just kept walking.
You got to keep walking, right? We've all had them. So number one, we know they're dysfunctional. So at some point in life, we should be past dysfunctional relationships. We should decide, I don't want to be in it.
And what as a grown man. So to the young guys out there, I know y'all still trying to figure it out. I get it, and we can help you with that. For a grown man, why are you still in a dysfunctional relationship when you are the perpetrator?
Right.
What is going on?
Right. Absolutely. Walk away.
Walk away.
But I mean, you brought up scripture, so I mean, we can go all the way back to Cain and Abel. I mean, we know what anger would do.
Yeah.
Now here's can we let's deal with the root of some of this anger though. Because sometimes we get angry because we're in the relationship example, because what our woman is telling us is real and we just don't like to hear it.
We don't want to deal with it.
We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to hear it.
We don't want to deal with it.
In the case of Cain and Abel,
God told him something. He was like, if you had done it this way,
if you'd have done it the way you knew how to do it, by the way. It wasn't even that you being held to a standard that you didn't know. You did not produce at a standard that you knew. And then somebody told you that you didn't produce at a standard you knew, or God in this case told you didn't produce at a standard you knew. It enraged you enough where you killed a person who did produce at the standard.
So all right, so now what you got me all messed up because I'm hearing something from somebody that is true, but that's not how I see myself. And so how I want to see myself. So now what I want to do is retaliate against you because you telling me something's right.
That's right.
The problem is, it ain't ever there's never, ever a reason to put your hands on that woman. But she can say stuff in a way that you just you totally stop hearing the critique and you just hear this nagging, this gnawing, this unrelenting conversation coming at you. And since women talk faster than us and they process sometimes quicker than us, they just going all off. And you saying to yourself, you're saying that, okay, I don't have to keep talking because I can grab you by your throat and take you out. What do you do when that kind of anger comes up, when you know that I can end this by shutting you down in the way that is easiest for me?
So first of all, we've all had the thought. let's just, we can all, may not be with your current relationship, but we've all said, I won't hit you, but I could shake you real good right now. Right? So I get it, because there's a mouth out there that will rattle you and enrage you. Here's one of the things I pride myself on, though, is there's no emotion that I have that's greater than self-control.
Okay, that's good.
Okay,
that's good.
So in other words, my feet are just as strong as my hands. And what I mean by that is I can walk away just as fast as I can swing.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, so when it comes to a woman, and I've never put my hands on a woman. Never. I've often thought about it. Right? But I've never done it.
Okay.
Because what I know is I know my triggers. And so when you start pushing that button, not because we're in a heated conversation or we're trying to gain understanding, but you're just trying to push that button,
Right.
I leave.
Yeah.
Because if I stay, there's no telling where this is going to go.
Right.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Right. And so my point is, there's two things that I think we all have to understand. You know, and I'll simplify it. You remember back in school, somebody talked about your mom, it was going to be a fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So you knew, everybody knew that if you wanted something to pop off, there was a pretty simple and direct way to make that happen.
Right.
Okay. So now, with that being said, in a relationship, there's certain things that a woman can say that will heighten the anxiety immediately. She can question your manhood and all that kind, all those different, those avenues that'll get you going.
Right.
So for every man, you need to know what's the uncontrollable button, the button that she's going to push that's going to make you go Thanos up in that piece. Right. And as soon as that is starting to head down there, you pick your keys up, even if it's your house.
Right.
You pick your keys up and say, you know what? We're not going to do this. I'm getting out of here so this don't turn into something else.
Right.
Now, she what you do when she jumped between you and the door and won't let you leave?
It's more than one door.
It's more than one door. Call the police yourself.
Right. It's more than one.
Because she's going to call them on you. You might as well call her and say,
yes,
I'm trying to get out of here. We got this argument going on.
I'm not doing this.
She won't let me leave. The problem is we always think we can handle it until we can't.
Until we can't. Right.
Until we can't.
I know some of y'all sitting out there wondering, like when he said, well, I've never hit a woman. Y'all wonder why I didn't chime in. I haven't. I got into a fight with a girl in elementary school, but I've never in a relationship hit a woman. So just to put that out there, but been in situations where it's like, okay, now you starting to take this real
You're going
far,
real far here.
and that's the point you got to walk away with. But the other thing that some of us brothers got to consider is, if this is a constant in the relationship, you need to ask yourself, why?
Why are you in it?
Why? Yeah, right. You don't have to. There's no way I'm staying in a relationship where I can't have consistent peace. There's going to be times where we have to have confrontation about different things. You may see it one way, I'll see it another.
Yeah.
We got to figure that thing out. But the consistency of my relationship should be peace.
Right.
If I don't have that, either I don't need to be with that person, or I need to start doing an introspective look.
That's right.
And try to say, okay, what is wrong,
What's wrong with me?
that I keep losing my temper like this?
Right.
I know somebody has said to our brother Draymond, what is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
That you keep losing your temper like this. We want you to be aggressive. We want you to be an irritant. We want you to be cerebral about it. We want you to be tough. But I look at you, when they call a foul and you are just screaming, hollering, going, I'm like, something wrong.
2 examples. Patrick Beverly. He's about as annoying as it gets. He doesn't have a role in the NBA unless he is absolutely jabbing you and annoying you.
He is a straight up, they should call him the mosquito.
That's right. That's right.
He is so annoying.
Right. But you see him do his job and walk away.
Right.
Draymond won't stop.
He won't stop.
Right. And that's the problem some of us have. We won't stop.
We won't stop for the betterment of the situation.
Or even ourselves. Look, the best thing you can be when you have an anger problem is selfish. Because your anger problem is going to get you in trouble. And if you're selfish enough to stay out of trouble, then you're selfish enough to walk away from the situation. Listen, if you do the math, right, the ratio of available men to women tilts in the man's favor. It's a bunch of women out here. It's a bunch of women out here.
Right.
Sorry, ladies, it just is what it is, right? And so if you take out, married and in jail and maybe like something other than you.
Maybe in another country that you
whatever,
never go to.
Right. I mean, if you take all that out, it's more women than it is men.
It
So there's no reason for anybody to be in an abusive relationship, but certainly as a man where you bear the consequences of being in a dysfunctional and abusive relationship, why would you stay?
Right.
Like, if you really look at your relationship, man, because, man, she always tripping. What if she's always tripping? Why are you here?
Why are you with her?
Don't come to me for counseling. Leave her.
Why are you with her? Hey, that's real easy right there.
Leave her. Leave
out.
her. So we've got to figure out, and I think the pandemic has exaggerated it, and people, the social, emotional losses during the pandemic have been much more devastating than I really thought they were going through it. But people have forgotten how to navigate difficult things without blowing off the handle, right? And so I think we're seeing the results of that in society. But the one place that you can control it is in your house.
Absolutely.
In your house.
Absolutely. There's no reason that you can't have peace in your house if you begin to foster it.
That's right.
What you say to your wife, your girlfriend, your kids, whoever it is, how you communicate to them, speaking the right things to them. Stop looking for everything for self and just saying that, you know what, how can I make this a peaceful environment?
That's right.
How do I foster peace here to keep everybody from tripping on each other?
That's right.
What am I doing to be the peacemaker?
That's right.
As far as our relationship is concerned. So,
that's right.
Our admonishment to you on this particular podcast is you gotta analyze, why am I so angry? Why is it that I'm unwilling to assess the cost of anger? Because if you can figure that out, man, you have some really good relationships.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, at bare minimum, you'll be at peace.
You'll be at peace.
And I don't know about you, but I celebrated a birthday, and for many years, but certainly every time another birthday comes along, the thing I want more than anything is peace.
It's peace, right?
Peace.
I'm at the point in life, I'm just like, hey, I don't want no problems with nobody.
No problems with nobody.
Hey, I'm saying, okay, I'm sorry, whatever it is, or just some stuff you walk away from. Because if you let your anger get out of control, it's going to cost.
It's going to cost.
Wow. So, hope you enjoyed our conversation on today. Make sure that you like and subscribe at The Manual for You on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. We're just wanting to really hear from y'all. Check out our social media pages, because we're going to put a survey out there for you on this week, because we need some input for some people about a program that we've got coming up. So looking forward to interacting with everybody. So thank you for joining us today. He is the Professor Alton Woods. I am Chip Rice, and this is The Manual.